Monitoring reps. Ooh. Who asked me this question?
Oh, that was me.
You yourself? Yeah? Yeah. Well, how are you doing it now?
I'm not.
Okay. Well, you don't feel like you need to.
No, we are making money, but then, for example, I just literally got a message right then of a client who's meant to be on the phone with a rep, and he said, I'm on the phone, whereas there's nobody on the phone with me.
That hurts.
This happens a lot, and every time I ask the closer about it, he goes, no, he was on the wrong link, but there's some kind of, my way, it's not his way, he's a fucking liar kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how do I figure out who's actually telling the truth?
You're in a sticky situation because this person you respect a lot, number one.
Yes.
Two, he is making you dough. He's closing. Okay, so diva salespeople are some of the most dangerous people to have in your organization. You want them. So there's always a catch-22 with salespeople. The best salespeople are usually that ego, right? But you need them, but at the same time they can cause havoc sometimes.
Yeah.
So where you are right now, I don't think it's a monitoring issue. I think it's a respect issue. You know, where you respect him, and he feels like he can get away with some stuff, and so the dynamic of it. I think Brian, you have something to say on this kind of as well.
Similar situation to you, my top closer already had his own business. Similar situation, like sometimes we would show up to calls, but always playing the other thing, like not take responsibility for it.
Yeah.
And because we were friends, like you, I didn't want to just jump down his throat and like discipline.
Yeah.
Because I also want to be respectful of him and give him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. So from a management side, it's always a tricky situation.
What's his closing rate?
35%.
35%.
Okay, so he's above average, but I think I struggle with this sometimes as well because I have been like a hybrid sales manager. And what I have come to realize also now that we're talking about it is that I think in the long run it's always be worth it to leave a guy, hire a guy like that and bring in a guy that performs a little bit worse, but that has high respect than a guy that feels like he's gotten too high confidence that he stops taking your advice for good advice and he's like, I know better.
Yeah.
As soon as a closer, and I have a closer in my team, David will discuss that after, I think he needs to go now because he's gotten to a point where he's like, I know better.
We have that.
I know better than David. And there's no one better than David.
I think the first thing I need to do is put some systems in place to say, this is what I want you to do, and monitor back to me. Are you willing to do it?
So now you're getting into that territory. So yes, however, basically he's your only closer, right? So you're still in a vulnerable place.
Yes.
So this is the issue with hiring one. And I used to be all about that, as well, just one great closer is all I wanted, and then I'll hire another one. But now I hire in 2s and 3s, and I just narrow it down over time, bulk and cut sort of thing, because you're in a vulnerable place. Like if something happens between you two on the relationship level, he decides not to report to you.
I can always jump on the phone.
Yeah, you can always, but you don't want to.
I don't want to.
Yeah, so I think recruiting is your issue. I think it's a recruiting thing. Yeah, just get back out into the market, find other people.
One thing I had this problem as well.
Yeah.
To try and avoid that conflict, at a random time, I basically set up an SOP for what the closer should do if the person doesn't turn up to the call. So your guy now is saying, no, he didn't turn up to the call. So it's like, okay, well then jump inside the close, send him a text, call him, and then you've got all that history inside the close. If he says he's on the Zoom call, and he's called him, and he's texted him.
Because I think, why the fuck is this guy reaching out to me right now to say, why are you not on the Zoom? Why is there no one on my Zoom call? It's like, that's a fucking war.
I don't think the issue for him is not knowing what's going on. I think the issue with him is the relationship.
It definitely is.
It's a relationship. Look, guys, it's always recruiting. It really is.
This is why you have Slack.